Item number 4 is the consideration of the application by Noises Green Ammonia LLC for new air quality permit number 174951. The parties have been notified that the commissioners will not take oral argument but may ask questions, and those who have signed in will be noted for the record. As a courtesy to the legislature, the commission allows members of the legislature to make remarks or allow their staff to read remarks from the member at the agenda meeting, and I understand that Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa has asked his staff to read his remarks to the commissioners, and that we have Ms. Suzanne Wilson here to address the commission. Oh, sorry, Suzanne. I'm very sorry. Oh, Susanna. I'll get it right. I'll get it right at some point. I'm very sorry.
Good morning. My name is Susanna Wilson, and I am sharing a letter from State Senator Juan Chuy Hinojosa, dated September 9th, 2025. Dear Chairwoman Pop, Commissioners Janeca and Gonzalez, please accept this letter expressing my continued opposition to Nueces Green Ammonia's LLC's Air Quality Permit number 17495, which authorizes the construction of a green ammonia production plant in Nueces County. I appreciate the Commission's considering my previous letters and holding a public meeting in Robstown, where many of my constituents voiced their concerns about a proposed project and requested a contested case hearing. Ammonia is a highly hazardous substance, and exposure can lead to serious respiratory issues, irritation of the eyes, skin, and throat, and in severe cases can be life-threatening. Numerous residents of the Robstown and Northwest Corpus Christi communities have consistently raised concerns about its potential impact to air quality, public health, and the overall quality of life. I appreciate the work of the Office of Public Interest Counsel in carefully reviewing this matter and issuing a response to the application. I fully support OPIC's recommendation that the Commission refer this matter for a contested case hearing to the State Office of Administrative Hearings with a maximum duration of 180 days. Thank you for your time and consideration. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact my office. Sincerely, Juan Chuy Hinojosa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please tell your boss we said hi. Okay. All right, before us, we have an application for a new source review air permit to authorize construction of a new green ammonia production facility. The Commission received over 100 hearing requests and made a request for reconsideration. When considering hearing requests for these type of applications, the Commission considers the same two-step analysis I discussed in the last item. The Commission received timely hearing requests for one group and numerous individual requestors. I'll begin with my thoughts on effectiveness. To be considered an affected party, a requester must explain how they will be affected by the application in a way that is not common to members of the general public. The hearing requester must also file both timely comments and a hearing request that identify their personal interest and concerns that they have. Finally, the identified concerns must be within the Commission's jurisdiction to address in the authorization. For groups and associations, there are additional requirements for the Commission to review. For example, to be entitled to a hearing, a group or association must identify a group member that would have standing to request a hearing in their own right. Looking at the hearing requests submitted by concerned citizens of Robstown and Callian, I agree with the ED and OPIC that this group's hearing request should be granted. It filed timely comments and hearing requests which identified one or more members who I believe would have standing to request a hearing in their own right. The groups also meet the other requirements for a hearing, such as interests the groups have identified that are relevant to the group's mission, and their claims do not require the participation of their members to pursue. Turning to the individual hearing requesters in this matter, I agree with the ED and OPIC that the hearing requests of Myra Alanes, Samuel Alanes, Sandra Ariz-Mindy, Kelly Carrillo, Kimberly Castaneda, Michael Castaneda, Eileen Doetry, Brittany Donald, David Donald, Deborah Donald, Alvin Morin, Aracelia Morin, Yolanda Morin, and George Picha Jr. should be granted. I also agree with OPIC that we should grant the hearing request of Lawrence Firkin, taking into consideration the type and volume of proposed emissions, the issues that these individuals raised in their hearing requests, and their close proximity to the proposed facility, I believe that they have shown that they may be personally affected by this application in a manner that is not common to the general public. I would not find that Anita Contreras, Deanna Contreras, and Pablo Contreras are affected persons as recommended by the ED and OPIC because the issues they raised in their hearing request were not raised by them during the public comment period. I would also deny the remaining hearing requests, given that these requesters did not either file timely comments or did not identify a personal justiciable interest in their hearing request that would sufficiently differentiate them from the general public. I'll stop here and see where you land on effectiveness. Bobby?
You captured all the same parties that I did.
Also in agreement.
Let's move on to the second part of our analysis on issues. Affected persons raised relevant and material issues regarding health, animals and vegetation, cumulative impacts, air quality, nuisance conditions, best available control technology, monitoring requirements, and sufficiency and accuracy of the application. These issues are within our jurisdiction to consider for an air quality permit, so I would recommend that we send these issues to SOA. I would also recommend denying all requests for reconsideration because I don't believe they raise new relevant and material information for the commission to consider. And finally, I would recommend a 100-day hearing duration. Colleagues,
In agreement.
Same.
do I have a motion?
I move that we grant the hearing requests of concerned citizens of Robstown and Calallen, Myra Alanes, Samuel Alanes, Sandra Arizmendi, Kelly Carrillo, Kimberly Castañeda, Michael Castañeda, Eileen Doherty, Brittany Donald, David Donald, Deborah Donald, Lawrence Firkin, Alvin Morin, Arcelia Morin, Yolanda Morin, and George Picha Jr. I further move that we deny the remaining hearing requests and all requests for reconsideration. I move that we refer the matter to SOA for contested case hearing on the following issues: whether the draft permit will be protective of the health of requesters and their families, including sensitive subgroups; whether the draft permit will be protective of animals and vegetation; whether the draft permit adequately considers cumulative impacts; whether the draft permit will be protective of air quality; whether the draft permit will be adequate to protect against nuisance conditions from air contaminants affecting requesters' properties; whether the draft permit requires adequate emission control technology, including applicable BACT; whether the permit application contains accurate and complete emissions estimates and air dispersion modeling; whether the draft permit contains adequate monitoring requirements to demonstrate compliance with its terms, and whether the application contains sufficient and accurate information for TCEQ to develop a draft permit. And I finally move that we specify that the maximum duration of the hearing is 180 days from the preliminary hearing to issuance of the proposal for decision.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you all very much. We'll hop to item number 5, please.